What's up, people? It's Chief Rambo here, and just sitting here reflecting in St. John's Town Square. And right now, I feel like sharing, so that's the reason for this recording right now, which I'm totally winging. It's not thought out, not planned at all. No script. Excuse the allergies. I might be sniffling a lot. It is that time of year. Anyway, something really crazy just happened to me. Nothing crazier than I'm used to at this point. Especially living in Portland now. Keep it weird, right? Love Portland for that. But, nonetheless, something crazy happened to me tonight. So I get off work, and I go across the street to Walmart as usual. Go shopping, get my snacks, what have you. And, mingle with the workers as I always do. One of my many families, the Wally World family. And there are these guys in Walmart who, even I gotta say, look pretty suspect. Like they just look like they're up to no good. I should know how to spot them, seeing as I was once one of them when I was younger. As many of us were at some point in our life, troubled and causing problems because of it. They had backpacks and whatnot, looked like they were a little drunk, and saw me, made some comment like, looked like he's tripping too, like we are, or something, looked like he's on what we're on. So that tells me right there they're on something, under the influence, however you want to phrase it. And it looks like they're about to start shoplifting. I observe them and see the usual Walmart security walking around. So it seems safe to me to assume that Walmart security was already on top of it, as always. They have lots of cameras and plenty of security crew. And I also let one of them know as I was walking by, hey, you got some suspect people over there in sporting goods. His response to me is, this is Delta Park. Almost everyone comes in here looks suspect. Very true, I suppose. Can't argue with that. In the retail business, at least, I'm not saying everyone that looks suspect is a criminal, but there's certain things you gotta look for to the retail business. But pretty sure they stole. Anyway, they see me. They don't really say anything to me directly, just make their comments to each other, going about their day. Night, I should say. Now going about mine. When I finally leave Walmart, aka Wally World, and start heading home towards the Max, like I always do, I go underneath the dark underpasses of the bridges, which is a really scary area to the average person, I guess, I would say. But from what I'm told, it's a scary area. Bad things happen, lots of tweakers, homeless people, wannabe thugs, so on and so forth. But I see these four guys. Let's see, let me count real quick in my mind. 1, 2, 3. 4 guys. And they're getting their stuff together, doing whatever, walking funny, looking stupid, doing whatever drunk people do under the underpass, and many would be scared to pass these wannabe thugs. And I just pass them as usual, my hands full with 2 heavy boxes, my usual everything I need box, and a box full of canvas I just bought to finish my sweat box. Anyways, I was saying, hands full, past them, do what I always do in an underpass. I like hitting the echo, do my usual native war cry. Example right there. The usual, And they don't say nothing to me. till I passed the last guy. Again, he asked something about working at Walmart. I remember he asked me that when I was in Walmart. That was the only thing they said directly to me. Do you work here? Can you help me? No, I don't. Asked me again. Now we're under the underpass. It's funny to say. Under the underpass. And I said, dude, I already told you I don't work at Walmart. He just said some random stuff, just being weird and, show me that he felt uncomfortable, he felt weird. I ignored him, went about my day, kept walking towards Max. To get to the Max station, I'm chilling. Sitting down, waiting on the Max to come. And these guys walk up, of course, waiting on the Max as well. And being drunk, two of them start arguing with each other. Talking about who's tougher and what they would do and what the other one would do to the other if they got into a fight, yada yada. And then one of them says that the other one can't fight. He responds with, you know how I fight. He responds back, yeah, you swing from behind. Basically calling the guy a coward, he fights cheap. And he throws beer on him and whatnot at one point in the argument. And then, I think that was previous actually, threw the beer on him. And then after he said that, he's like, oh yeah, I always have people in the back, huh? Oh yeah? And then just sucker punches him in the forehead. Looked like he was trying to punch him in the face, no aim at all, hits him in the forehead. And he goes, well, take that from the front. How's that from punching from the back? And the guy just, kind of ducks down, like he was dazed but not, just surprised him. And then he starts swinging back and it looks like a sissy fight. I don't know how else to describe it. Not a cat fight, just a sissy fight. Like men fighting like women. No sexual stereotypes implied or anything, just, the typical what you consider a cat fight. I mean, not saying women can't fight. Believe me, I love Ronda Rousey. She's a beast. She could probably kick my ass. She could probably kick you and all your friends' asses at the same time. Ronda Rousey, Holly Holmes, etc., etc. But Ronda was definitely the pioneer for the women of the UFC world. Anyway, it was just pathetic. Punching each other, ended up on the ground, and then they ended up just giving up. I guess they got winded and realized that they hit like girls and was never going to knock the other one out. And did he get up, still talking shit. And then what I realized is he dislocated his shoulder on the way down to the ground. And they're just crying, boo-hooing. And the whole time I'm pointing out to the fact that, just for the record, the first punch was a sucker punch. Cheap shot. You're trying to prove a point that you're not a cheap fighter. You failed miserably. And no one said anything then. After the fight, again, I have to point out, to the guy that it was a sucker punch. Cheap shot. Now that you're not fighting, you can hear me say it again. Looked at me, acknowledged it, didn't say nothing, and then, looking at the guy who got sucker punched, and I'm just like, right on, man, right on. You stood your ground, even though you got sucker punched. You still pretty much won, technically, in the world of lame fights. The other guy did call quits. And you did dislocate his shoulder somehow, accidentally, but you did. And that's when he starts walking towards me at this point, and starts questioning me where I got my headdress from, my Chiefs war bonnet. So now I finally pissed him off somehow, or got his attention, whatever you want to call it. And my response was, I got it from the creator. And before I could really say anything else, he was like, oh yeah, what kind of native are you? And then at this point, I'm sitting down, eating my munchies. He's walking up behind me. So I'm just looking at him, like, what the fuck do you want, dude? I'm just trying to eat my munchies. And I don't know why you look pissed, because I was just giving you props. You should be like, thanks, bro. Thanks. I know. I handled that shit. But no, he thinks he's tough shit and wants to start shit with me, basically. So grabs my war bonnet, pulls it off my head. At this point, I stand up, and I'm pretty pissed already. But I just stay calm, and I look at him, and I say, dude, don't touch my war bonnet. You definitely don't take it off my head. It's sacred. Don't touch it. He's like, yeah, it is sacred. I'm Native American. I'm like, yeah, I'm Native American too. Oh yeah, well tell me what tribe. I'm like, dude, you give me my war bonnet back, and you ask me with respect first. Then we'll have the conversation. You don't take my war bonnet off, disrespect me, and then ask me questions, expect me to answer. Don't work like that. Just doesn't. Then he throws it into the tracks of the Max. At this very moment, I wanted to just knock him out, which I know I could have done in probably 2 hits, if not 1, would have knocked him out. Pretty confident. I just seen them fight, pretty confident. And he's standing right there next to the Max. I would have just knocked him to the Max. It would have been bad. Like, if I was an asshole, I could have went that route very easily. Could have just left hooked him right in the jaw. Clean open shot, laying right on the Max. Over. Instead, I jump down, I grab my war bonnet, put it back on, get back in his face. Tell him what tribe I'm from. By birth, Halawasaponi. For those that want to know, you can Google it, whatever. East Coast tribe, told him that. Told him I am Chief Rambo. Doesn't believe me, whatever, not my problem. But I'm like, dude, if you really want to, you can Google me. I don't care, but get out my face. I'm just waiting on the back trying to go home. And he's just still in my face, talking shit. Saying how he's a real native, I'm not, because I'm from the East Coast, he's from the West. West Coast natives are savage. I'm like, dude, you're retarded. And I'd explain to him, I just seen him fight. He can't fight for nothing. And he's drunk, and I don't want to beat up a drunk person. I just want to go home. Don't want to have to beat up a drunk person. Because I could easily beat up him and all 4 of his friends at the same time. They were all drunk, all couldn't fight. Could just all tell they really weren't about it. Like, just tell it. When you're a fighter, you can just tell. It's not that hard to call someone's bluff from a mile away. Not in Portland, especially. A lot of bluffers. Anyway, he's just grilling me, but he's not really trying to go there. He's just talking shit, talking about how hard he is. And said West Coast natives or you got to be registered to be a real native or something. And I'm like, I'm not registered because that's really not a huge thing on the East Coast. We don't have to do that.